This week's portion is Chukat, and in this week's portion we read about the passing of Aaron, the passing of Miriam, and also Moshe getting punished not to enter to the Holy Land because he hit the rock instead of speaking to it, asking for the rock to provide water. Our sages teach us that each one of these three righteous men, Miriam, Aaron, and Moshe, gifted the Jewish people each with a specific gift. Moshe gifted the Jewish people with the manna during the time they traveled in the desert. Every morning they will find enough food for the day to feed their entire family. Miriam provided the Jewish people with water. The well of Miriam traveled with them, so every time they needed water, they would go to the well and draw water. And Aaron provided the Jewish people with the clouds of glory, whose purpose was to pave the road, make the road easy and smooth as they travel, also to eradicate all dangerous creatures like scorpions and snakes, and finally to protect them from enemies, other nations, from attacking the Jewish people. The clouds would create a barrier between the Jewish people and the neighboring nations. That's why in this week's portion we read after Miriam died that there is no water. Suddenly the water, the well, was gone. And that's when God told Moshe to speak to a rock, and instead Moshe hit the rock. The water came out of the rock, but Moshe was punished not to enter the Holy Land. And that's why immediately thereafter we read about the Canaanite, a nation that lived in the desert, that came and waged war against the Jewish people. The reason it happened is because those clouds of glory that protected them and prevented nations from attacking the Jewish people were there only due to Aaron's righteousness, but when Aaron died, they were gone, so the Canaanite was able to wage war. However, those two gifts, the water and the clouds, were returned through Moshe. Moshe turned to God and asked for water, and now they would have water for the rest of their journey without a problem. And Moshe asked God for the return of the clouds of glory to protect the Jewish people as it was during Aaron's life. The Lubavitcher Rebbe points out that this is the purpose of a tzaddik, of a righteous man, the leader of a community. He is not just to do mitzvot and study extra Torah. He is not just to serve as an example, but he is there to show responsibility and care for every single Jew for all their needs, materialistic or spiritually alike. And that's why when the Jewish people suddenly were left with no water and no clouds, Moshe turned to God and asked for it back, and God granted his wish. And that's the purpose of a righteous man in every generation within the Jewish community, whose responsibility is for every single Jew's well-being in both ways, spiritually and materially. And that's the purpose of a tzaddik, or a rebbe, as the Hasidim call it. Not someone who is just studying Torah and performs a lot of mitzvot, but someone who cares and is there to beseech on behalf of every Jew for all their needs. And as today, June 13, Sunday, June 13, is the Yortzeit of the Rebbe, the 27th Yortzeit, that's the 3rd of Tammuz, I am sure as the Rebbe is our leader, just like he cared and was looking after every single Jew in his lifetime, now up in heaven he is able to look over and continue influencing the Jewish community and continue providing and caring for all our needs. And hopefully he will be able to achieve much more than until now. Thank you very much.